You know, of all the species that live on planet Earth, human beings are the only ones that ask questions about God, the universe, and morality. And we live at a time in which people ask worldview questions, people living in the East, people living in the West. But do people ask the same types of philosophical questions? To answer this question, we've invited Balajied Nongrum, who has training in science, in philosophy, and theology, to talk with us about these types of issues. Balajied, it seems that the Western world and the Eastern world sometimes seem like two different universes, if you will. I guess my question for you is this: do people ask the same types of questions in India that they might ask in New York City, or do they ask very different type questions?
From my interaction or from my speaking engagement that I do on a regular basis, especially in that part of the world, I find that, the questions are basically the same. Questions such as, who am I? Where do I come from? Why are we here? What's the meaning of our existence? Or what is the purpose of life? Or what happens after we die? Or what does it mean to be human? Some of these questions, irrespective of the background or the religious background that they come from, or any other perspective that they come, but I find that the questions are generally the same. And I think this is also important for us to understand that the scriptures is very clear when it speaks about this. It says that, when Paul was speaking to the Athenians, he in fact refers to something that is similar to what we are talking about, that, God has created each one of us, right, in his own image. And as he has created us, he has also placed us in different location, different time. But nevertheless, he has also set in our hearts that desire that we will look out for him, we will search for him, we will long for him. And I think at the end of the day, when you really look, especially in the East, or maybe in the West, I find that somehow we are incredibly religious people deep in our hearts.
Now when we think about a different worldview's view of human beings, does this philosophical search, this quest that human beings have, does this differentiate us from the animals in kind, or is it merely in degree? That is, what does Christianity say that makes such a big difference in human beings as opposed maybe to the animal kingdom?
I think the Bible is very clear with regard to this, not only in terms of propositional truth that it reveals to us about the nature of our existence and in difference from the other creatures that are there. But I think the Bible, in a very categorical language, says that we, as human beings, we are created in the image of God. Or when you go back to the scriptures, the word that is used is the imago Dei, the image of God. So it is perhaps because of that sets us different from, let's say, any other creatures that are there in this world. So I think we are unique, we are different, and in fact it is only human beings that have these kinds of questions. I have, being a veterinarian myself, I have not come across, a conference of animals coming together and discussing on the questions of the origin, meaning, and purpose of life.
Right.
I think it is only we human beings who talk about this and who discuss about this. And I think the Bible gives us a very clear description of the fact that you and I are created in the image of God.
It seems to me that we live in a rather shrinking world. The internet makes the world kind of one, in a sense. Is that a good thing, that people in the East, people in the West are now talking? I would think 50 years ago, if you wanted to talk to a Hindu, you'd probably have to go to India. Today, it's a shrinking world. Is that a good thing? And what should Christians do about that kind of thing?
Yes, I think it's a good thing in a sense that as someone said that now, as you rightly pointed out, that the world is shrinking, and some would even say that it's a small village now. It's a global village,
right?
That it's becoming very small, and because of the internet, and we can talk and we can exchange ideas. It's a good thing that the conversation should go, and and this will probably aid people who are in search of the truth, which I believe that as human beings created in the image of God, we all long for the truth. We want to know the truth. And so I think this will aid us in knowing, in exchanging ideas, in helping us know and come closer to the truth.